Okay, we started Parshas Haazynu. So, Mordecai Pasuk. The Pasuk says, Ki loy davar reiku mikem. Ki hu chayechem. Right? You toil in Torah. There's nothing empty in it. It's your life. The Medrash says a very profound lesson. Ki loy davar reiku. It's not emptiness. Mikem. This empty means mikem. It's you. You're the one who's empty. Nothing empty in Torah. Everything has meaning. Everything has something value. If you find it that it's something, it's emptiness means that you're the one who's empty. The Mordecai Meiser, Michael Tversky, he said over, I heard once on the tape, Gershon Kaufman is a Talmud Chacham living at Yisrael. He used to be a tour guide. Shalmi, Shmuel Kaufman's nephew. And he was once taking a group of people up north. I actually went on the tour with him also many, many years ago. Anyways, he took a group, and they were by the Banyas, it's a waterfall. And there was another group, Hashomer Tzair group, that was those at the same time. And they had their guide. And apparently there was a girl that was leaning over somehow the falls, and somehow she fell. Fell into the water down below as a fall, drop. This poor girl is flailing around. She could drown. The whole matzav that who says she's alive even now, what was going on? Gershon Kaufman jumps into the water, grabs her and saves her. Pulls her out of the water and she's alive, Baruch Hashem. The Hashomer HaTzair Madrich, the guy there, says to Gershon Kaufman, it's Haredi, a beard, payas. I thought you religious people are not allowed to touch girls. And he says, that's true. It's true. But when her life is in danger, halacha mandates that you save her, grab her, save the woman. Then Gershon Kaufman turns to the tour guide and says to him, and why didn't you jump in and save her? I was taken aback. He says, you know why you didn't jump in? Because you didn't want to get your cigarette wet. And then they parted ways. That Friday, this girl turns up at Gershon Kaufman's dira in Yerushalayim, knocks on the door. He opens the door, sees her. Rabbi, you saved my life. You saved my life. Thank you. You know, I've never experienced the Shabbat in my life. Maybe you can organize that. She wanted to experience Shabbos. He was very excited. They arranged, Baruch Hashem, to host her for Shabbos. And it was the beginning of many Shabbos. It's a very warm relationship. And she became a Skarev, and she became a frum girl. They sent her to seminary, and she learned, became a Gvaldig Balas Trula. And one day they get the invitation for a chasna in the mail. An invitation that's written, Rabbi, you saved my life twice. You saved my life physically, and you gave me life. You gave me ruchnius. You gave me a connection to Hashem. That was the note. Thank you so much. Obviously, he goes to the chasna, comes to the kala. Mazel tov, mazel tov. And the kala says to him, thank you so much. Thank you, mazel tov. But my chasna really would like to meet you. Very nice, of course. And he goes over to the chasna. Mazel tov, Azar kala. You're such a beautiful mishpacha you're going to build, mitzvah Hashem. The Bayis Yisrael says, Rabbi, you don't recognize me. No. I'm the guy that didn't want to get the cigarette wet. Those words made their mark. And it turned them on. They realized that the Torah life is what we can have. Torah, Chiyas, life. Coming to Yom Kippur, people climb Mount Everest. Big mountain. Costs a lot of money. Between $60,000 and $80,000, I believe. And there's a very small window of time you can do this during the course of the year with all the weather-related matters. Very, very short window. And there are groups of people going up. And it takes a long time. You have to go to the first level, second level. There's 4 levels. You have to get used to the oxygen. You have to take food. You have to take Sherpas, these people that are involved over there. It's a tremendous undertaking. Tremendous accomplishment. Climb Mount Everest, hazardous conditions, some steep places. I mean, it's just amazing type of... and there's a group that was going up the mountain. They got to the 4th level that's very close to the top. And again, very small window of time. And the guide says to them, because they have to be there also a week to acclimate to the oxygen, you have to take oxygen tanks and food. And he says, tomorrow's the day. We have to make it to the summit at 2 p.m. That's the turning around time. That's how much oxygen we'll have to be able to make it safely up and down. Okay, everyone's excited. Tomorrow's the day. So finally, they're about 100 feet or something from the top, which is in climbing, I guess very relatively short, small timing, but it was 1:45. And he turns around to the Chevra and said, what are we going to do? What do you guys want to do? It's 1:45. The summit's right there. We're going to go for it. That's going to be after 2 o'clock when we reach the summit. Well, the consensus was, everybody agreed, we're going to go for it. And they did. They made it to the top. And that's what they made it till. They didn't make it to the bottom. They froze on the mountain. They all died there. What happened? What's going on? And they made it that far. Imagine this. These people were living for this moment. They lived for that time. They lived for this. They've spent so much time, energy. They got to the top. If they don't make it to the summit now, that means they have to turn around. And they're not coming back. Until maybe next year they could try again. It's thousands of dollars, the effort, the expenditure, the body acclimating to this type of situation. They're living for this moment. If they can't make it to the summit, they all realize they're failures. They failed. They failed. Like how are they going to live with themselves the rest of their life? But if they make it to the summit, I accomplished. I made it to the top. Now that's for those people who had nothing else to live for. There was a Jew, I believe, I saw a story, also was climbing once. And also, he was almost at the top and he saw a fellow climber in distress. And he had two choices. Just pass him on to get to the top or help the man down. Well, if he helps the man down, he's not going to make it to the top. But he helped the man down. He did make it to the top because what's the purpose of getting to the top of the mountain? For what? What's life? To climb a mountain. But the message of that mountain is what we have to take. Mi Alev Har Hashem. Who's going to climb up the mountain of Hashem? It's a mountain. Life is a mountain. We have to climb, get to the top. There's going to be levels. There's going to be drops. There's going to be readers. But the focus is, these people, they had a goal. They want to get to the top. They're ready to give everything for that. They're misguided. That's what life is all about, just climbing a mountain. But that's a message in that mountain. What a person's life is all about is, where am I going? What's my goal? I'm going to expend my effort. I'm living my life for what? To get to the top. Overcome my hurdles. Overcome my challenges. This is what I'm living for. If I don't make it to the top, to win, to get there, where my tachlis is, my purpose is, my function in life is, then people realize what we're doing this for. And that's why we're given opportunity every Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur to re-evaluate what our goal is, where we want to go. It's a Yami Alev Har Hashem. We're climbing up the mountain of the Bnei Shalom. And that's what life is meaning. What's we're here for. Just to have another year. Rosh Hashanah, give me another year to live. So I can eat more, so I can go have more fun. We want to live. Hashem made us with the nature that a person enjoys life, but what the tachlis is, for what the purpose is, for the goal that we have to come along and realize it's Mi Alev Har Hashem. Make it look and realize that this is our own, each person's own Mount Everest. It's an interesting name, Everest. Right? If we learn ourselves about our Everest, that we want to come along to understand what our tachlis of ever that we want to get to. And we can use that as an inspiration, as a growth, as a goal, and to realize that we have to invest in it to make it, that it should be worth something. These people had a goal. And it meant everything to them. This is their life. They can look at themselves as being failures. So a person has an opportunity to look at it as success. What I'm going to gain, what I'm going to do, where I'm going to go. Hashem gives us the tremendous opportunity to look and see where we're holding. And He gives us this time to realize, to take stock, to look over what we did last year, how I can maybe make my goals next year, how I can make a new change, how I can go ahead, how can I get to that level. I have to train. Not go Mount Everest, you need training. You need to be fit, you need to go along, and you have to acclimate to the situation, to the higher you go. The bigger you are, the more Yetzer Hara comes. He doesn't want you to achieve. He doesn't want you to grow. He wants you to fail. Different Yetzer Haras come bombarding and recognizing the Yetzer Hara there. You come to the waning hours, so to say. It's Elul. It's Rosh Hashanah. It's Aseret Mei Tshuva. Tomorrow night's in Kippur. It's already the pachad of what Yom Adin is going to be a seal on our lives for the upcoming year. So Moedik advice to the Vilna Gaon's Talmidim of the Vilna Gaon went to Eretz Yisrael to live. And one of the Talmidim, I remember, I saw the name, I forgot the name, sorry. But he was going on the ship with his family, and Chwana Litzlan, there was a terrible storm, and the ship broke apart, and they were floundering in the water. The father, the son, the daughter. I don't know what happened to the wife, but it was apparently somewhat near shore, but it was still in the raging waters of a sea. And the father grabs his children. His son, the young boy, is holding on to one side, and his young daughter is holding on to the other side, and is swimming with his last efforts. Everything is tremendous energy, power he had to go and expend and try to save. He was trying to swim for life, and they're holding on for dear life. And as they're swimming, his father, the strength of this man was ebbing. Imagine swimming in that with the weight and the waters, and the stamina was petering out. And the father starts to realize it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. He doesn't have the koyach. It's not possible for him to get to the shore to save both children. He starts to make calculations. What was first the halacha tells us who has to have precedence. Someone's a bar mitzvah, or someone who's less mitzvahs. And he realized that he can only save one child. Halachically, he has to save his son. He tells his daughter, he's swimming, I'm sorry, I have to let you go. Imagine that, but the pain that he had. He has to save, otherwise all three going to drown. What's he supposed to do? So he's, what should I do? The poor girl says, I have to let go, I have to get to the, save us. Well, she's about to let go. He's about to let her go. He has no choice. And all of a sudden she gives a scream, Abba! Abba! And he energizes himself, and he swims with his last kaiches, and he made it to the shore, and he saved all three. And she's crying. Thank you, Abba, you saved me. He says, I didn't save you. You saved me. You cried that Abba shriek that came from the innermost recesses of that neshama screaming, Abba! That energized me, that koyach that you put into me, and I was able to energize and save you from your energy that you put that into me. You come to Yom Kippur, and we say, Avinu Malkeinu, you're talking about Yerushalayim Avinu, our Father Malkeinu, Chosmeinu v'Sefer Chaim. You give that scream. There's a Melech Rachamah, there's a Melech HaMishpat that sometimes din might dictate, Chas v'Sholem, that we shouldn't get what we need. And Kaviyachal, Kadosh Baruch Hu's koyach, so to say, is being pushed by the din that maybe he has to go one way, not necessarily in favor. And we give that shriek, Avinu Malkeinu, and the piling of that Avinu comes pouring out of us. That Kaviyachal energizes Hashem. Here's Avinu, and then he's energized Kaviyachal to be able to give that rachmim and compassion, and then pull through for that last moments of saving us and giving us a chasima toiva. That's a power that if we can evince from ourselves to bring out that Avinu, Malkeinu, and to bring that out, that koyach, Hashem can hear that energy, kaviyachol, and he, so to say, gets that energy to be rachmim on us. He can give us, and ganz Klal Yisrael, chasima toiva.